Okay, this is T-Shantae, you guys. I really, I really need you guys to go click that follow sign or click that button, whatever you got to do. I appreciate you downloading these apps. I appreciate your support because I know this is reaching somebody. And I know, everybody's not into the spiritual life, but the way your relationships play out impacts your spiritual life. It impacts your mental health. It impacts your judgment. It impacts your parenting. When you're depressed, you cannot parent properly. When you don't have the right support, you can't give your all. You're not whole. You're missing pieces of yourself. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your children. It's not fair to your career. So why am I here? Why am I doing what I'm doing? I'm doing this so I can get you guys to understand and to see that God created you for a purpose. So let's dive right in. Why is your ex coming back? Let me tell you, your ex is not just coming back because he misses you, especially if the fallout is constant. He might miss the sex. He might miss the oral, if you know what I'm talking about. He might need a place to stay. It might be convenient because the person who he really wants may not be picking up at the time. Men don't sit and think through things. They are very sporadic. They are very impulsive, especially if lust is driving the boat. They're just sitting on the edge of the bed, and remember that you are in the backdrop of their main relationship, and that's why he talks to you sometimes, and then other days he's not talking to you. And y'all, I want y'all to comment. Please comment and share because I want to know if this is impacting your life. I really put a lot into these files. I'm going to start doing videos. I really want you to tell me how it makes you feel. Do you think I'm on track? Do you think it resonates with you? Okay, you can just type an amen. You can type, sis, I'm crying, I need prayer right now. Something, you guys. But I really want you to think about this because usually your gut tells you if you're the main chick or not. And if this person is inconsistent, you're not. So I'm going to give you an example of when a guy did me this way. Okay, I remember a long time ago, this guy I was dating. I really fell in love with him. Like, he was tall, he was one of my parents, and I was like, man, I was online and I was telling myself, oh, I met a modern day Morris Chestnut. He was tall, dark skinned, godly. He hated homosexuality. He hated all kind of things. And I was like, oh, I'm good. Then we started talking, texting, and then he started praying with me. Oh my God. My dreams were coming to pass. Until one day, I went to an Airbnb Thanksgiving dinner thing he had for his family. That felt kind of weird, but I still went because I really was afraid to give my heart because I had been broken, in some places. So after that, I decided to be intimate with him, which was probably the worst idea in life. So while we were in the moment, one of his exes, let him tell me, pulled up and popped up on us. Mind you, this chick is outside. She's doing the most and she won't leave. An older woman, mind you, okay? So at this time I had an online ministry, so she didn't have my personal information, but she was just outside talking to me. And I finally went outside because he kept calling the police. We couldn't even get the police to come over there, y'all. The line was busy. And so he decided to leave. I went outside and started talking to her. He started saying he was going to kill himself and, she shouldn't have been over there. But really, she was bringing them some food. She was surprising him because when he had the Thanksgiving dinner, she just so happened to be out of town. So, okay, fast forward, she was out of town, and she's talking about, he proposed to her. She was considered to be the wifey, according to the kids. They had been together for years, and I'm thinking, okay, so why are you still messing with this fool? If you wouldn't take his proposal and let you tell it he's always online with younger women, why are you standing here in my face? And at the time, I wasn't that in love with him. Now, I was infatuated, but I wasn't deep. But somehow her being over there sparked the competitive side of me. So one day I got this phone call, and this lady called me on my ministry line, and she was just crying, and I knew it was her. Y'all, I knew it was her. When she called me, and he didn't give her my number, she got it offline, and she was just talking about this guy and how hard it was for her to get over him. And we talked on the phone till like 8 hours. She called me at like 12 o'clock that night. We didn't get off the phone till the next morning. Okay. And long story short, so when I finally told her I knew it was her, she was like, well, if that's who you want, you can be with him, but he keep calling me. And I was like, this girl is full of crap. He was begging to be in my life. But let her tell it. He was sending her flowers. He was love bombing her. He was doing all these things. And you know how we are. Somebody in our life will lie and say, girl, you got the good part of him, honey. She's just hating. She just this. No, when you meet a woman, when a woman pops up at your man's supposed to be man's house, listen to her. She's not lying, honey. She's about to take you through a whole situation. And so basically, I learned from that. And after I decided to move myself out of his life, he kept, going forward with her, which hurt. And then after that, I, was curious, like, why didn't we work out? And so I gave him another chance. And y'all, that other chance, honey, snowballed into a whole bunch of recklessness. It snowballed into, okay, you moved out of that rooming home. Yeah, he was in a rooming house, but baby, when you sexy and you put it down like that, we overlook a lot of stuff. So he moved out, got his own place, and guess what? I never spent the night over there. First of all, he had that whole house for a year before he even invited me over. If that isn't a sign you ain't the main chick, baby, I don't know what is. And so, for some reason, him not choosing me probably made me want to be chosen even more. But then there were times when I cut him off. Like I ended up getting pregnant. I ended up, hooking up back with my ex. And he decided, oh, I want to be the dad of your new baby, And I'm like, why all of a sudden you pulling at me like this when I get pregnant by another man? Because you thought I was going to be on hold in your life forever. So instead of me taking the evidence that I had in my life about him already, I decided to be stupid. I decided to go over, and I knew, y'all, something wasn't right. And sometimes we know things are not right, but we still, come on with me, and we still engage in lawlessness. That's what the Bible calls it, lawlessness. And so I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, what's going on here? And then, okay, it was about another 6 months. And then roll around, oh, now he's Mr. Charm. And my aunt told me these words, y'all, and I thought she was being a hater. She said, girl, he wants you now because don't nobody else want him. Them women ain't thinking about him. And I was like, he can't just want me for me. This one thing in my head. I'm like, this is my boo, la, la, la. And no, she was right. Let me tell you, because the guy who I wanted him to be earlier, the committed one, let's go out of town, let's do this, let's do that. That's what he wanted to do. And but you sick. But you going to the hospital and you don't have nobody now. But this and that. And I'm like, so am I a hospice nurse? Is this what we do now? Because this chick finally left you alone? Because I knew, I don't care what he said, he didn't break up with that lady. He had her all over his Facebook. And I said something about that one day. And he was like, oh, that's none of your business. And I'm thinking, why didn't I have the guts to leave him alone? But I did, y'all. I did everything but get this man arrested. I blocked him. He would pop up. He would email. And so, you're thinking, oh, he's finally learned his lesson. He finally knows my value. No, he didn't. He never learned it. He just got into a space where he now needed somebody. He wanted somebody in his life to take care of him. And so this was the final straw, y'all, because I didn't believe my aunt. So I low-key dated him because I was embarrassed. She knew the dirt, and I didn't want her thinking I was stupid. Because we can be stupid, and we be knowing we stupid. But we still like the attention. We're lonely. We don't want to start over. Whatever. Okay, and when it's familiar, and I have a book called Soul Ties. We're going to talk about that. And I'll start an episode and go one chapter at a time, y'all, about how these things get started and how hard it is to break it off. Especially when you think about starting over, meet somebody new, liking them, introduce them to your kid. It's too much, right? But no, really. So we went out of town. He barely had any gas to get there. I didn't find that out till we broke down in the middle of the street. My baby's in there with me. His son is in the front seat. We're looking like the Beverly Hillbillies because everything that he probably used was in that truck. And I'm like, this is the nastiest place I've ever been in my life. How offended was I? And so, not only that, then we went on to, okay, he got gas. He got some help. He kept moving. And then we get to this hospital. He's going to see his friend. I wasn't going in that room with you. We're not praying together over this man. I'm not your wife. We're not ministers together. Like, what are you expecting from me? And so I got angrier and angrier as I began to reflect on how he had treated me over the years. And I was nothing in his eyes. And all of a sudden, I'm the chosen one after now your life is broke down. Okay, we leave the hospital. You go to the hood to get some fish. You come out with like 7 plates. That is teaching me now, you are the brokest joker I would ever deal with. My aunt, when she first talked about him, she said he was broke. She said, girl, he's a barber. He don't have no money. He's a liar. And I was like, what is wrong with this chick? Mind you, she had never met him. Y'all, God be using my aunt, and I didn't pay no attention. So we're driving to the hood. Then on the way back, we can't drive with the air because you don't want to run out of gas. But you decided to ask me to come on a road trip and you can barely afford it yourself? You ignorant fool. Y'all, I was so pissed off. And I'm pretty sure you got your own stories. And maybe this is just small compared to your own. But y'all, when I tell you, I was so offended. And God was giving me a glimpse of what my life would look like if I married this fool. I live in a beautiful home. I drive nice cars. I have two beautiful daughters. I'm an author. I'm an educator. I'm a public speaker. There's so much I have going for me. Why would I settle for this dusty, rusty, two-time and backstabbing fill in the blank? And this is what I want you to think about when you think about your own life. Look in the mirror. Look at how successful you are. And look at your potential. And look at what we settle for some good sex. And let me tell you the reason why I could see this. Because I stopped sleeping with him. That's the only way I was able to see clearly. The Bible tells you that sin intoxicates you. Girl, it'll have you thinking all kind of crap. And then you finally be like, what had happened? Sex had happened? Outside the bedroom, honey, you ugly? You getting old? Your skin sagging? You broke? If nobody else don't want you, I know I don't. If you ask me to reach over there and give you some pills in the middle of the night, you're going to fall out the bed because I'm not reaching for nothing. I'm an educator. I'm not a hospice nurse. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. After that, I just decided to sit my butt down somewhere. I was like, this can't be real. And me doing these videos or doing these episodes really helps me to look at how stupid I was. But let me tell y'all something. It ain't nothing like somebody laying some vitamin D down and you be like, oh my God. Like Usher, oh my God. No, oh your God. No, oh your God. And the Bible, that's why it tells us not to fornicate. It says flee fornication. Because you're not going to make good decisions sleeping around. Your body is valuable. these men don't value what you're offering, that's a whole nother episode. So yeah, stop playing yourself short. You're not the main chick and you know you're not. Men spend time with their main chick. Their main chick ain't begging for time. Your main chick not asking them why they ain't called for 3 days. You side chick. You get some side chick treatment. He has not been out of town. He has not been working. His phone has not been dead. Men make time and they make it happen for women they love because they already know if they don't, somebody else can get them. Don't fall for the bull crap. He's not praying. Whatever excuse they look, he not sick. Let me tell y'all something. I wish I could leave my phone number. So if you ever question your sanity, I want you to call me and I'll tell you exactly what's going on. No, I am not a psychic, but I do have the Holy Spirit. And it's God's discernment letting me know. Because when I finally start following God, I was able to make some better choices for myself. And sometimes you don't care what they're doing because you just want some sex. Or you so nobody else is really calling you. And I told myself, I said, this fool really got a bad rap sheet. But God, maybe he is the one because ain't nobody else want to talk to me. So, maybe God has separated you. Maybe you are on reserve. Maybe you're a diamond. And the rest of these folks out here are Cubans, zirconians. And you're under lock and key, baby. While everybody else in the flea market. And people paying $10 and $15 and $20 to wear them. And people got to really have some money to purchase what you have to offer. And God is trying to tell you that, but you don't understand your value. Real diamonds, people don't negotiate their price. The salesmen come up. People are already admiring the diamonds, deciding if they can afford them. The salesmen ain't bargaining with these people saying, oh, I'll give it to you. You got 50. Oh, you got it. What you got in your pocket? That's what drug addicts do. But I promise you, you go to a nice diamond store, baby, nobody, either you got it or you don't. Put it on a card, apply for a credit card. But nobody's having diamonds sitting out. Diamonds are under lock and key. And your life might seem like it's under lock and key, but it's not because God hates you. He has something better for you. Don't you envy your friends with they dusty, crusty man? They not going to tell you that this man, they going through their phone and finding all kind of naked pictures of other women. They're not putting that on social media. Stay with me now. So stop looking at other people's lives, talking about what you wish, and stop idolizing the institution of marriage. Don't you look, we'll go get you a ring. And then I'll meet you at a garden and you can walk in a white dress down until this man and get that feeling over with until God send you the right one. Because I'm telling you, I've done it. I've been married twice. I said, okay, that's it. And I knew then each time I was going into destruction. And I told myself, I'm going to give this a year. I already knew that was a mess. One time I did get out my mama's house. The second time I had lost my dad and I fell into it. I was too vulnerable. So this is going to be part 1. And we're going to jump on part 2. If you stay tuned, please like, follow, comment, y'all. Because I want to know if this is working. If somebody's out there listening. Until next time, be blessed.
Auntie Brenda said you taking me over there today or next Sunday?